All right, here we go. We're starting our digital literacy week one go to training meeting. So glad that everybody could join us live, and those of you that are watching the archive, we appreciate it. The topics we're going to cover tonight, we've got a lot of information to cover. This is our first week, and we want to be able to have a question and answer session at the end. So we're going to kind of just get through as much material as possible. First, we're going to run through the whole go-to process that you're using now. We're going to talk about what digital literacy is. We're going to go over some digital tools, and we're going to introduce you to DGO, which you will be using for some of your assignments tonight. So hopefully, congratulations to everyone who is joining us live tonight. That means that you have gotten the Go to Training set up on your computer and you're able to connect with us. There may be some things that you're not familiar with. On your control panel, there is a chat window. If you see there, we've got kind of a screenshot of what's going on. The chat window, you can talk in by typing. You can also, when you type, it defaults to go to all of the entire audience. Where it says to, if you click on that, there's a drop-down menu. If you want to talk to a particular person that's in the group, you can just send a message to them, or you can also send one just to the organizers, which will be myself and Daryl. So if you want to ask something privately, you can use that. Remember that you will have to switch that drop back to the entire audience if you want everyone to be able to see your answers. So that's that part of it. Also, make sure in your audio you're using mic and speakers. And right now I have everyone muted just because it gets a little crazy. Right now we have 53 people in the session, and it can be crazy if everybody's talking or dogs are barking or that sort of thing. So if you do have a question, there is a way to raise your hand. If you look on the graphic on the screen there is a hand that has an arrow, a red arrow pointing down, and the green arrow is the one that it should be on. Now, the arrow indicates the action that you want. So if you want to put your hand up, you would click on the green arrow and it will put it up. If you don't want your hand up, leave it on the green arrow. So if you see the red arrow, that means your hand is up. And if you want to put it down, you will just you'll click on it to put it down. So going to go ahead and get that out of the way. So let's keep moving. So far, it looks like nobody has a question. I don't see any hands up, so that's great. Okay, I see a few more people are arriving. We've just started, and we're just going over the basics of the Go to Training session, which allows us to communicate with you guys and screen share, so you can see my screen while we're doing this one. All right, so the first topic we're going to talk about tonight is digital literacy and what it is. You've had a couple of days. Hopefully, you've had a chance to start looking at your week one assignments where you're investigating digital literacy, and you're going to be defining some terms and such like that. So I'd like to go ahead and open up the forum. If anyone would like to talk, I'd like to pose it to you. What do you think digital literacy is so far? So if you'd like to share with us, we'd like to have you go ahead and raise your hand right now. Just click on the hand button. You can also type your answers in the chat box. If you're not comfortable talking, that's fine too. So what do you think digital literacy is? Anybody? Okay, Delroy. I'm going to go ahead. Delroy, it looks like your hand is up. Delroy, your mic is live. Go ahead. What do you think digital literacy is?
Hi, everyone. Hello, teacher. In my mind, I'm thinking that digital literacy is an understanding of the overall function and the way technology works in our daily lives, and pretty much just grasping a better understanding of the function of the digital age in which we are.
That's a fantastic answer. So understanding it, comprehending it, learning about it, things like that. So that's a great answer, Delroy. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay, would anybody else like to add to that? Okay, I've seen Matthew McCormick. Matthew, I'm going to open your mic. Go ahead, Matthew. What do you think?
Yes, ma'am. I just wanted to say more than just having the knowledge of it, it's also the ability to utilize those skills. And just like you can being literate in reading, it's being literate in the age of technology and be able to use all the tools to communicate back and forth and do all the things we need to do.
That is a perfect answer. You kind of broke down the words into two sections and identified them, but yet melded them back together. So that's an absolutely perfect answer, Matthew. I really like that one. So what
Thank
I'm
you.
going to do is go ahead and we're going to go to the next slide. And you're absolutely right. We define digital literacy as knowing and learning software. So, as Matthew said, being able to use the tools out there to accomplish your goals or whatever your job is or whatever you're trying to accomplish. Becoming internet savvy. All of you are taking an online course, you're participating in a live online session. So you are on your way to being internet savvy, and that is one of the goals of being digital literate. One of the things that you're going to be, if you're not already familiar with, one of the things that you're going to be exposed to this month is how to conduct proper research. There can be a lot of misinformation out there on the internet, and we want to teach you how to, evaluate if there's credible sources or where's the best place to get the research, or maybe that you shouldn't just look in one place. Maybe you should look in multiple areas to see if there's a consistency upon the answers that you are finding to whatever you're researching. So another thing that we want you to start really focusing is excellent communication practices, because in the digital world, it's not like being face to face. A lot of you may be familiar with that one of the rules of digital etiquette is to not type in all caps. Because why? Put it in the chat? Put it in the chat box. Why do you think you wouldn't want to use all caps when yelling? Exactly. Quit shouting at me. It does. It comes off that you're angry, even though you may not be. And so just really want to not use all caps. Also, when you're greeting someone, let's say you're sending them an email, or if you're sending your email an email to your instructor, it might be a good idea to go ahead and use a greeting, state what your purpose is, and use a signing off, just like you were writing a letter that you used to do. Like when you wrote to Santa Claus, you didn't just write, I want a new Nintendo. You wrote, Dear Santa, I've been a really good boy or girl and I want a new Nintendo and I love you and all that stuff. So, exactly. So, anyway, so you want to make sure that you're being professional and in your communicating, because an email or a chat or a blog on a Facebook or something like that might be someone's first impression of you. And we don't think about those things because a lot of these things are social, that it could influence us in the professional world. So we're just kind of bringing that to your attention this month and getting everybody aware. So that's where we're going with digital literacy. So, like I said, we have a lot to cover tonight. So, if you have a question, just let me know. Put your put your question in the chat box. If we need to go over something again, just let me know. But I'm just going to kind of keep it moving. So. Want to go over a couple of things. Make sure that you are checking your Full Sail student email account every day, at least every day. It is a primary means of communication between the instructors and yourselves. And if you have not checked your email yet, you're already behind. So make sure, if you don't know how to check it, it's very easy to do. Just log into FSO where your course is, go up to the top and click on mail. You can set it up to be in a mail program on your computer. You can set it if you use a smartphone. You can set it up just like you do your Google Mail or your Yahoo or whatever you use. And if you need any help with doing that, please contact FSO support. Does anybody know? Just want to kind of see some text out there. Does anybody familiar with FSO support yet? Seeing some yeses. Awesome. I don't see any no's, a little yes. Okay. FSO support is open from 8 a.m. to 2 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. They are fantastic. They can help you with any technical problem you're having. If you can't get into your email, if you're having trouble posting an image on the discussion board, anything like that, and you can't get a hold of your instructor, you want to first try to connect with your instructor. But if you can't, they're really great for that. So, and they're also, you're able to connect with them by clicking on support at the top, the same area where your mail link is. So please check your email at least twice a day. Your instructor could send you something very important. It might even help you with your assignment. So really good idea to do that. If you miss a deadline, hopefully you guys are aware of the time zone that you are on, where you live. Where do all of you, what time zone are all of you in? East Coast, got a little Eastern, Pacific. Great. Thank you. The deadlines for the assignments on Full Sail are attached to the campus school zone time. So that is Eastern Standard Time. So if it says 11:59 p.m. that it's due right before midnight, make sure that you adjust your time zone to fit 11:59 Eastern Standard Time, because right when it hits that midnight, it's going to expire. Even if you're in the middle of uploading, it will cut you off and your assignment will be late. And you don't want that to happen to you. Now, if it does, if something happens, contact, if it's a technical problem, contact FSO support right then, and they can work with you to figure out what the problem is. And then we know that you've reached out for help and you're not just ignoring or not doing your assignment. So make sure you do that. Also, if you miss a deadline, we want you to also email or call your instructor immediately. Leave them a voicemail, send them an email, but please do not attach your homework to your email. And the reason we're saying that is because there's this great protector of the Full Sail email system, and anything that it thinks is wonky is going to put it in quarantine, and that quarantine can keep it and like eat it up for 2 or 3 days. So now your assignment, you think you've turned it in, but your instructor hasn't gotten the email because it got caught in the quarantine. And so it could be 2 or 3 days late and they might not even accept it. So really, really go ahead and do that. I see some people popping to maybe use their Dropbox. The best thing to do is connect with your instructor and see if they have an alternate means of submitting. A Dropbox is great for me. I accept that as well, but please check with your instructor, because they may, as you go through your course, they may have different ways you want to do that. So, all right, I've kind of beat that one into the ground. Make sure you're checking your email and your dashboard on FSO. All right, we're going to go ahead and move on to talk about some digital tools. We have a Google Doc available that I would like you guys to go to. All right, Daryl has posted a link there. It should be the one that is in your materials. I updated one. If you went to one earlier, then let's see. Hang on just a second. Let me get out of this for a second. Let's make sure I have this one. Here we go. Okay, looks like some people are getting there. So I'm going to post it in the box as well. If it asks you to log in, that means that you probably already have a Gmail account, and you're going to be using Google a lot this month. So go ahead and log in. It's fine for you to do that. What we want you to do is go ahead and some of the digital tools, and that can be anything that you currently use, and try not to write over anybody. You may want to scroll down and get yourself a new line. I see there's like 23 people in there. And so, right, just go ahead and start the typing away. Good. Oh my goodness, some of you are already using Pro Tools. That is fantastic. That's a great audio tool for some of you that are not the music production students. Let's see. Oh, we've got people using DGO already. That's great. EBSCOhost. EBSCOhost is a research database that you can get to through Connect, and we have you research a lot in there. So Photoshop is a great graphic program for manipulating images, things like that. I see Twitter. People are familiar with that. We do have a DGL Twitter account. If you want to follow it, we do put important things there. Let's see, I'm just going to keep scrolling down. YouTube, that's great. Hopefully all of you have a YouTube account. If you don't have one yet, we really encourage you to do that. Oh, Tuxedo, great. That's one of my favorite ones. That's a fun one. Flash, wow, there's some talented people out there. I'm just going to scroll down. Dreamweaver, that's a web-based software. Looking great. Looking great. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to kind of do something kind of fun here. We're going to show you a way to create a visual representation of all of these digital tools that are that the attendees tonight are using. So I'm just going to go through here and copy some of these, and I'm going to go to this website. It's called Tuxedo.com. Anybody familiar with this yet? That's okay, Timothy. I see. I'm sorry if you guys are having problems getting to it, but oh goodness, maybe it's not loading up too bad. I see it could be the connection that you're having. So it's not that important. It was just a Google Doc that we went to and we asked everybody to contribute. Google Docs allow more than one person to collaborate at a time. So you can see other people typing in there, or you can come back later and you can see who wrote what. So it's a really neat tool. But anyway, we're going to go ahead and keep moving. So what I want to do is show you, this is a really neat graphic program website that allows you to make some really neat arrangements. So if you come to Tuxedo.com, Tagxedo.com, and click on Create, it's fairly easy to use. Just start playing with it. The first thing you're going to do is click on Load. Okay, so what I have done, you can put an entire web page here and it will grab all the text from a web page. Or let's say, as what I'm trying to do is create a visual representation of all of the digital tools that everybody that's attending tonight is using. So I'm going to go ahead and paste that in there, and then I'm going to click Submit, and then you'll have to close this window by clicking on the X. But now you can see that it has created a graphic, and how it kind of works are the words that are bigger, they may have been used more in the list. Oh, look, Netflix got in there. That's fantastic. I'm a new user of Netflix. I'm absolutely addicted. So another thing that's really neat about this is that you can change some of the, if you want to change the colors, it'll change, the words will be different. They can be different colors. You can also change the shape. So let's say, of course, you know, I'm going here. Let's say I want to make a kitty cat. So it will take all those words and make it into the shape of a kitty cat. Kitties. I know you gotta love kitties. Okay, so so you can also, if you're graphically inclined, you can also like add images or edit them. So just play around if you don't see one in here that you like. But I'm going to stick with the kitty one. So I've gotten the image the way I want. Now, let's say I wanted to share this digital vision of our digital tools on a discussion board. Well, I would need to upload, I would need to save a static image of this graphic, and then I would need to upload it onto the discussion board. So to save it, you're going to choose the save function here on the left. So you're just going to click save, and you want to make sure that you save it at least, I would say, 250 to 500. I usually go towards the 500. These files are a lot larger, but for our purposes and for the discussion boards, 500K is plenty. So I'm just going to click on 500K like that, and it's going to ask me where I want to save it to. So I like to just save things to my desktop. And if I want to rename it, I might just name it Vision or something like that. And then it just saves to your desktop. Now it will ask you after you save it, do you want to, visit their store, donate, or share this image with your Facebook friends or things like that. But it's not required. This is all free, and so you don't have to do any of that if you don't want to. So that's how you can make your image. And then if you want to put this, if you want to put this on the discussion board, what you're going to do is come to the discussion board and click create a post. I see Brandon's, do you want to save it as a PNG file? You can save it as PNG. You can save it as JPEG. As long as it's a web-based file, that's fine. So PNG is acceptable. JPEGs are acceptable. GIFs are acceptable for that. So back to getting it on the discussion board. What you would want to do is first you're going to host your image online at a free hosting site like maybe photobucket.com or imager.com. It's really easy. It's really easy to create a free account there and upload your images there. Once you upload it, you will get the direct URL and copy it, and then you'll come to the discussion board, create your post, and then if you're going to be embedding an image, you'll click on this little looks like there's a tree on the little square there on the button, and then you just paste your image in there, and it will actually embed the picture so you can see it. If you're going to be embedding a video, let's say for your digital identity vision, you decided to do a video or a song or something like that you would want to display with motion, you would need to put it in YouTube format, and then you can embed the video by clicking the web address of your YouTube and clicking on that little film strip there. So again, if you have any problems getting the image on the website, on the discussion post, contact your instructor or FSO support and they can help you. I will let you know that embedding the video, it has to be from YouTube, Vimeo, or Vidler. So if you use a different one, you'll need to transfer it to one of those sites before you can embed it on the discussion board. So far, do I have any questions? Anybody have a question? Anybody want to raise their hand? Okay, Timothy Schaefer will take a question. Go ahead, Timothy.
Hey, yeah, I mean, what's such where would be a good search site for all this? Like, do we have download videos and all that onto YouTube with it, some projects?
You're not going to be downloading videos from YouTube for a project. If you've looked at the digital identity vision assignment this week, we're asking you to create a vision. It can be either an image like we just created on the Taxito website. It can be, if you want to write a song, it can be a slideshow that you have in motion that you've exported out into a movie file that you might want to put up on YouTube. So it's really kind of up to you. Is that what you're asking?
And this is on Tag Digital, right? Or whatever you. This is on Tag Extradol you're talking about?
That's if you're going to create a static image, one that's just a flat image.
What would you advise then? What would you advise?
It's up to you and what you feel that you can create to represent your vision. If you're more comfortable with graphics and you want to create something that shows graphically, if you're more comfortable with audio, we have that ability as well. This is really a time for you to show your creativity. So we don't tell you exactly what we want you to do. We just kind of give you some pointers and see what you can come up with.
we want you to concentrate on your expression and not learning a tool you've never heard of before or used before. So use technology that you know. There'll be plenty of time to learn new tools, but right now you just want to express yourself. So express yourself in the way that you feel most comfortable.
Okay, and if I'm looking for some stuff, I can find it in the library, right? Like like these links for this kind of stuff.
Okay, it sounds like you're asking about a different assignment.
I'm talking about the same one.
Okay, you're right. I'm confused a little bit by your question. You said something about using the library.
No, because I was asking on the messages about some people were talking about these links and they were going so fast I couldn't read them all. I was like trying to get a hold and write down some stuff to know like where would be good to start off or look at stuff.
If you download in the assets box on the activity list, there is a frequently asked question file, and we have quite a few suggestions of where you can go if you just can't get going on your own. So make sure you download that file.
Where can I find this activity file thing?
If you go to the activity on FSO, the Digital Identity Vision activity, click on it, and on the right-hand side, there's an assets box. You'll need to look. There's an instructions file, a frequently asked questions file, and what we call the rubric. If everyone's not familiar with rubric, then make sure that you check that out. That's how you can see how your work is graded. So make sure you check those out. So Timothy, we're going to go ahead and move on to somebody else. And if you have more questions, we'll answer it at the end. Okay?
Okay.
All right. Thank you. We're going to take one more question right now. How about Valerie? You're live. Go ahead.
Hi. I basically wasn't sure what was going on because everything was happening so fast. So from what I understand from the last person's question, we're supposed to be creating something and posting it on a discussion. Is that what we're doing?
Have you looked at the assignments this week yet?
I got to look at just a couple of them. I haven't gotten to open each one yet.
Right. If you'll do that for us, we do lay out the instructions fairly clearly. And if you have any questions after that, then definitely contact your instructor. We don't want to really kind of go step by step on instructions tonight.
Oh no, that's okay, because I wasn't sure if you were talking about an assignment that we're supposed to turn in later or something we're supposed to be doing now.
It is an assignment that is due this week. Your vision is due by tomorrow night at midnight Eastern Standard Time. So I encourage you to go ahead and get familiar with your assignments and make sure that because they're due on different dates. So you want to really pay attention to that. Okay.
Okay, not a problem. Thank you.
No problem. Okay. All right. Well, we're going to hold the questions off for a little bit. Keep moving. Because we want to get to some more stuff. Let's get, we're going to go back to the theme here. Let me get this playing. Okay. So we've already gone through the Tagzeta website. We just kind of showed you an example of that. And so now we're going to talk about DGO. Is everybody... Has everybody played with DGO yet? Has everybody seen the assignment that talks about DGO and what you're going to be doing? Okay, looks like we've got a lot of people on the ball there. That's great. I will just kind of put it out to everybody. If you have not read all of the assignments, clicked on every assignment in FSO yet that is available for week 1, that's something you really need to go ahead and do like as soon as we're done here tonight, because you've got to start getting familiar because your deadlines are going to come up. It's an accelerated pace school and it moves fast. So we want to make sure everybody's on board there. So DGO is a really cool website. It is a place that you can collect your information. You can highlight important information on it and be able to get back to it easily. It's accessible from the computer that you're using, maybe a laptop or the computer you're using now. You can go log in on an iPad, on a smartphone. It's all linked to an account, so it keeps up with you, so you have access to it anywhere that you have internet access. So let's go ahead and they do have like a tour of Diigo on their website on Diigo.com. We do encourage you to watch those, take the tour, and you've got to be able to, get everything installed. What I'd like to do is just take a break for a second from the slideshow, and let me bring up Diigo here. Okay, so Diigo, we kind of talked about already what it is. You'll just come to this website. You're going to want to click on the sign in button, and you will need to register an account. And they will send you an email to whichever email address you do in there, and then you just verify it. You're going to want to come back after you verify it. And I'm just going to kind of, so you're going to kind of create your account, and then there is a toolbar that you have to install in order to have all the functionality of Diigo. There's two ways you can do it. You can use the Diigo Let. If you're on a Mac and you're using Safari, you'll need to use this Diigo Let. You just drag it and drop it up into your toolbar. And if you are using Firefox or Chrome, then you can actually install the Diigo toolbar, which is what I have done, because it stays up the whole time. I actually prefer it, but it's totally up to you what you're using. So you want to make sure that you can view your toolbars. So make sure that you can see the bookmark bar there. And like this is just showing you an example of how to drag the Diigo Let up to the top. And then if you want to install the toolbar, then there's a little software program that you have to download. Just kind of fast forward to that for you. And then you also actually see the toolbar in the same way. Just make sure that it's viewable under the view menu, and you have to sign into your account to be able to have all the functions. So once you sign in, then you will see that you can bookmark, highlight, capture things like that. So once you get started, it's pretty easy to be able to use Diigo. So I'm going to kind of go ahead and skip over. There is bookmarking resources in organizational lists. Okay, so the first thing that you're going to want to do is to be able to use, for the first time, you've got to bookmark a website. So if you first log in and you don't see anything and you can't use anything, it's because you haven't added anything to your account yet. So you want to make sure that you do that. You just can go to any website and then click on the bookmark. Find your website, and then it will add it. It'll have a little pop-up window, and you'll save. And then you'll come back to your page and refresh it, and you will see that now you have a bookmarked site. Now, one of the things that you're going to be doing is creating a list. You're going to have a vocabulary list that you're going to be working on for this week. And so you want to create a new list and title it. And then you'll ask you to do a category, and you'll just go ahead and create your list. And again, to start using your list, you want to make sure that you bookmark a site. So you might want to find a site that you like, click on bookmark, and then in the pop-up window, you'll notice here there's a more options area, and you'll click on add to list. And that's how you're going to get that added in there. And again, come back to your site, refresh the page, and you'll be able to get the bookmarks in there. All right, so that was that video tutorial. And then there's one more little thing I wanted to go over, creating sections, because we want to bring the sections. We want you to add sections. So once you bookmark some sites that you want, you can add sections by, let me just fast forward a little bit. Here it goes. Let me go. Add a section. So you're going to just click on the Add Section button, and a little area will pop up and you can label it. Let's say maybe put your vocabulary word there. And then in the description box is where we want you to put your definition of the term that you have created. So if you're not familiar with what I'm talking about, you need to make sure that you read the instructions on the digital vocabulary assignment that we have for this week. So once you create your sections, Digo allows you to drag and drop your items around to get them organized. So let's say I have 2 items there below and I want to put them with my section. So now we also have you highlight information. If you go to a website that you find and you want to highlight maybe the term, the definition of the term that you're looking up, you'll just highlight and then choose the highlight function on your toolbar. And if you go back to your list and you reload the page, you'll see that what you highlighted is now in under the resource. So I know that was really quick, but if you have any questions and you're not being able to figure out Digo by watching the videos on their website, make sure that you, oh goodness, that is a scary picture. Let me get that off of there. My goodness, he's been acting kind of strange these days. I've been watching TMZ. My goodness. He is did y'all see that yellow studded hat he had on the other day? I didn't get that at all. So anyway, very nice, very nice. All right, so that's kind of Digo in a nutshell. Let's go ahead and just review. So you're going to be able to highlight important information within any website. You can bookmark websites for easy retrieval later. You can create sections, which is what we just did, to organize your information, and you can share your library with others if you like. You can follow groups and things like that. So that's one of the things that you're going to be learning how to do this week with Digo, and that assignment is due this Sunday evening at 11:59. Make sure that you download and read the PDF files in the asset box, the instructions on this assignment, because it's called Exploring Digital Literacy. That is the name of the assignment. And you want to make sure that you look at page 2 of the instructions, because we have terms there. I believe there's 20 or 25 terms listed there, and that's on page 2. So make sure you realize there's more than one page of instructions there. So those are, you're going to be creating a section for each word, each vocabulary word. You're going to be find 2 resources for each term, and then in that description box underneath in the section area, you're going to add what you have come up with from your research on what the definition is of the term. So that in a nutshell is just a basic overview of the Exploring Digital Literacy assignment. Again, please reach out to your instructor, connect with them. If you haven't answered their emails or spoken with them on the phone or used some kind of instant message with them, I really encourage you to reach out. And because if we don't know you're having problems, then we're not going to be able to help you. So another thing that we want to bring to your attention is the DGL helpline. It happens every Saturday and Sunday. Your instructors are regular people too, and most of us work Monday through Friday. So if you need help on the weekends and your instructor is not available, then you might want to try out the DGL helpline. They're available through instant message. If you have a Mac and you're using the messages program, you can just add them as a buddy as the DGL help at aim.com. You can also talk to them through Google Talk or the AIM Express website. So just, you might want to take a screenshot now. This information is also located on your dashboard. If you go to I think it says need assistance or need help is the subject line on the dashboard announcement. So make sure that you reach there and able to connect. Now you can't call; you have to get to them through the messages or through an instant message. And note that the times are 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. through Eastern Standard Time and 1 p.m. 9 p.m. on Sundays. And it's only for DGL course materials for questions on the digital literacy course. So I went pretty fast tonight because I knew that we were going to have a lot of questions. So we're going to go ahead, unless I was going to kind of pause for a moment. Daryl, was there anything that you wanted to add before we go into the questions?
Well, no, but it sounded like there's some people that may have not really gotten oriented with the FSO system. And so one thing we might offer, and we should do this at the end so everybody else can leave if they want, but we'll go into FSO and show you where the assignments are, where discussion is, how things work. If you haven't gotten into FSO yet, you're a little bit late, and it might help for us to give you a little bit of a tour.
That sounds great.
Most people don't need that, so we'll do that at the end.
Okay, so we'll go ahead and we'll take questions for about 15 minutes, and then we'll take the last 5 minutes and go over the FSO, the course area, things that you need to be looking for. So if you have any questions, please save those type questions. FSO, how do I find my activities, things like that. We're going to save those to the end. So if you have any other questions besides that, why don't you go ahead and start raising your hands? Okay, I see Isaiah. Isaiah, your mic's live. Go ahead.
Yes, hello. Hopefully this isn't an FSO question.
That's okay.
Going back to, let's see, the program that we were at before, not TagZio. I saw something that Darrell said that our assignments are attached to, what's the other program?
Ego.
Yes. So does that include the images and audio things that we did earlier, or will that be going forward?
Now, are you talking about that you made for your digital identity vision?
Yes.
I was talking specifically about the vocabulary, the digital, the list that Suzanne was going through.
Okay, so I'll still have time to go back and kind of dig in.
Well, sometimes people will look at that list and they'll turn in a book report or a Word doc, and we don't want you to copy things over and retype anything. This is a modern digital assignment, so if you're surfing on the web, then that's where your research should live. That's why we gave you the DGO tool. So what you're going to turn in as a submission is just the URL to your DGO account, and as instructors, we will go to your DGO account and look at the research you did on your web page.
Gotcha. Okay. Thank you very much.
So, for example, if I wanted to, if I needed to send the URL website address for my vocabulary list, I created a list that was called DGL vocabulary. Then the website address in your URL bar at the top of your browser, this is the address that you need to include. We ask you to create a document that has your name and your student number and your link to your DGO list. And this list that I have here highlighted on the screen, that would be the address. Make sense?
Yeah, it does.
Okay, great. All right. Did you have any other questions, Isaiah?
No, that answered it. Thank you very
Okay,
much.
awesome. All right. Let's see if we've got anybody else's hand up. All right. How about Terrence? Terrence, I'm going to unmute you. Go ahead.
Okay, I had a question about the DGO. How did you create that list? You went through that a little fast for me.
No problem. If you can see on the screen here, have you already created your DGO account?
Yes, ma'am, I have.
Okay. And have you bookmarked anything into your DGO account?
I have not bookmarked anything yet.
Okay, you have to bookmark at least one site before you get all of the functionality. So make sure that you've got a toolbar installed, and if you're going to use the deluxe version one, you're going to need to go in. I use Firefox, and if you go to View Toolbars, make sure your DGO toolbar is showing. So you would just need to go to a website, and let's say I wanted to bookmark this site. You just click on bookmark, and there'll be a window that pops up. And if you want to add it to a list, and now you won't have a list yet, but when you do, that's where that option is. So for the first one, this option won't be here, and you'll just click on save. And then when you go back to your DGO list, you'll need to refresh the page. See how I'm reloading it? Then you'll see that you've got that that bookmark and that website bookmarked in there, and then you'll see all of this functionality on the left. So all you need to do is scroll down.
Right,
Go ahead.
That's the part I'm looking for, is how to bookmark the first website.
Okay.
I see create a new group, but I don't see anything about bookmark.
Okay, you have to actually use the toolbar to do it. Have you installed a toolbar?
I thought I had, but I guess not.
Okay, are you using what browser are you using?
Safari.
Okay, so with Safari, you have to use the DGOlet. So there's probably up here in your bookmarks area, there's something that says DGOlet. Do you see that?
Digo.com. I do not see Digo.
Okay, so what you're going to want to do is on the DGO site, click on Tools. Do you see where
Here
I'm?
we go. DGOlet.
DGOlet. If you go to the website, go to a website that you want to bookmark.
Okay.
Get on the site that you want to bookmark, and then click DGOlet. And you should have a version of something that looks kind of like this. It's just like a pop-up. Do you see it?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, now click bookmark.
Yes, ma'am.
And you should see another pop-up window. Did that happen for you?
Okay.
Did the little
Yes,
pop-up
ma'am.
window come up?
Yes, ma'am, it did.
Okay, so go ahead and click the save button.
Okay.
Now I want you to go back to your DGO site and reload the page. You can just put your mouse up in the, you can just put your cursor up where the address is and hit the return key on your keyboard. That'll do it. Or if there's a refresh button there. But just refresh the page and you should see. Okay. So now you should see more items here on the left. If you scroll down, you'll see a list area. Look for create new list.
Okay.
And when you do that, you're going to have another pop-up, and you'll be able to create your list. So then when you bookmark in the future, you'll have, if you want to add it to a list, you'll have whatever list you created will be in your drop-down.
Okay.
Okay?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
No problem. All right, let's keep going. Let's see. How about Valerie? Go ahead, Valerie. Valerie?
Hello?
Hi, Valerie. What's your question?
I'm sorry. I just wanted to ask, based on everything that you're showing, you're just basically giving us the tools that we need to go ahead and start working on the assignments, if I'm not mistaken? As far as like setting up like you said, mentioned the DGO and some of where to do the projects. Is that what we're doing? I just want to make sure that I'm not missing anything I should be paying attention to. I think I have a pretty good understanding of how to use DGO and, the Tagxedo, but I just want to make sure I'm not missing anything.
Were you here for the whole session? Were you here when we were talking about digital literacy?
I got in like probably about 9 minutes into it. So that's why I wasn't sure if I missed like a really important part.
Right. There is a recording of these sessions, and it's posted on your dashboard. So maybe tomorrow, just click on it and watch the beginning of it.
Okay.
Okay.
There are a lot of items on the dashboard, but it comes down this week that there are 2 assignments. You want to read the article about digital natives and digital immigrants, understand it, and then go into discussions and talk about your vision, create a new term for yourself, and discuss what it means to be a digital native. That's the discussion assignment. And then the other assignment is you create a DGO account, and then you go and you, in 1.4, you will look at the words and go and create a DGO list and go through all of those words and terms and do some research Find lots of different interesting sites, and it's an activity of exploration. So don't just go to Wikipedia or dictionary.com. We don't want no definitions. We want to know what these terms mean to you. So go to the sites that make sense for you. If you're an audio person, go to audio sites and find out what they say about these terms in those sites. But it's a personal exploration, and the bookmarks are like landmarks along your journey. So we want you to have fun with this, but you really need to spend a lot of time with this assignment because it is the big thing that you're doing this week.
Great.
Okay. Thank you.
You're very welcome. All right. How about Eric Bressy? Eric, you're live.
Yes, hi. I just had a question regarding who my instructor is, because under instructor it says digital literacy, and then I got an email from Matthew James. I just want to make sure if that's...
Okay, you may actually have what we call co-instructors. Some of the sections have double instructors. If you look on your dashboard area, it should say contact information, and also maybe who your instructors are. And it'll tell you which one. You should have also, you said you received an email, and it should say that they're your primary instructor.
Okay.
So that would be, you said it was Mark?
Matthew.
Matthew.
Yeah.
So yes, he would be your primary. So have you connected with him? Have you emailed him back or?
Yeah, no, I emailed him back. We're supposed to connect sometime the rest of this week here, but
Great.
I just wanted to double check because this is the first class that I haven't seen an actual person's name underneath, the class that I'm in. So
right, this course, everybody coming in takes this, and it is a huge amount of student population. So to make sure we have everything covered, some of the sections will have co-instructors, and so that's why we don't have just one person's picture up there. So you don't feel like you always have to go to one person. So that's kind of why that's up there like that. So, okay, so how about Genevieve? How are you doing? Genevieve?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Thanks for
Hi.
waiting. What's your question?
So I had a question about the identity assignment. How would I go about that? Like using words that like describe what I use for like technology?
Now, have you read the Mark Pinsky article about digital natives and digital immigrants yet?
Yes, I have.
Okay. Did anything pop into your mind while you were reading that? Did you identify with that in any way?
Yeah, the part about the teachers, trying to teach like the old way, like how they normally do it, like they used to, and versus how new students learn or whatever, how they learn with technology.
Okay, so maybe you could elaborate on that, how that applies to you, and maybe how you learn or how you teach, or depending on what situation where you are and that kind of thing. And then if you can visually, you want to visually or vocally represent that in some way.
Okay.
So maybe, if you're stuck and you just can't come up with something, again, reach out to your instructor. Maybe they can get you going in the right way. If there's a lot of words that pop into your head, maybe you can make one of those tuxedo designs or something like that. You don't have to use that one. Again, as Daryl said, we want you to use software that you're familiar with already. This assignment isn't about learning a new tool. It's about identifying yourself. So
Okay.
we're up for anything that you guys can come up with, and we've really have seen some neat creative stuff. So just let it fly. It's really kind of an open-ended assignment, and you won't be criticized or anything like that. So just go for it.
All right, and thank you so much, and I appreciate it. And I also appreciate you saying my name right because you're the first teacher that's ever pronounced it right.
Oh, goodness. Well, I watched that home improvement show, that designer chick. Her name's Genevieve. I just love her.
Yeah.
So anyway, awesome. All right. Well, I look forward to seeing you again.
All right, thank
All right, Terrence, you're up. Go ahead, Terrence.
Yes, ma'am. I'm sorry. I had one last question for for the visual assignment, if we wanted to do a song, do we need to have just the words, or do we need to go ahead and do the music and mix it and master it and everything else?
That part again is up to you. If you just put the lyrics
Okay.
there, that maybe you could make them visually appealing. If you record them, I know already on one of my students has recorded. It's kind of like he's rap chanting kind of thing with a little music bed that he made in GarageBand underneath it, and he's got that on YouTube and he embedded it. It's really cool. So absolutely, whatever you can come up with. Just make sure.
Okay, so if we record it, we need.
Go ahead.
If we record it, we need to put it on YouTube and then put it into DGL.
There are two ways that a lot of people handle that. Some people just upload to YouTube, and instead of it actually being a full video, you just have like slide there. Also, a lot of people use SoundCloud, and SoundCloud you have to link in as a link rather than actually having a play bar in the discussion window. But it's not that difficult. If you get the link to a specific SoundCloud page, everybody can click on it and go hear your song.
Okay.
Again, on the discussion board, you may have missed this earlier. When you create a post, if you use a flattened image, make sure you use the little tree button to embed your image with its. You need to host it online somewhere. And then if you're going to do the YouTube version, you want to use the little button that looks like a film strip. So you see there on the screen, we've made a little graphic there for you about that. And again, FSO support can help.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Great, no problem. All right, now we have we've got about 5 more minutes, and we want to spend the last amount going over FSO. So what I'm going to do is we're going to switch the screen sharing over to Daryl, and he's going to go over some of the points of FSO. So if you are already familiar with the site and you feel that it's you're confident with it and you don't want to go over anything, then you're free to leave. Please fill out the attendance form. On there, you will put your instructor's name on the drop-down list. Pick your instructors, not theirs, but pick from the time zone. It's going to say 8:30. We haven't updated that form yet. So I know you came to the 9:30 session, but make sure you choose 8:30 and we'll have that fixed next week. So, all right. So we've got Daryl going on. Here we go. Thanks a lot, guys.
Okay. Well, hi, everybody. See, I'm on my Digo page. You might notice I have 1,500 links, so your Digo page will grow. But what I want to do is just start. If you haven't gotten to your FSO class page yet, I want to take you through that. Now, everybody should know how to get to FSO Connect. This is the first place they send you. This is where you go through orientation. You see that your email is down here, and most of you will have your course located up here under My Courses. If you click on that, you will go to your Full Sail page. And I just want to take you through a little bit of the Full Sail page information. You can see that there are announcements on the side. You should all be able to find your instructor by finding your instructor's hours. Here are the contact hours that are listed on my page. You can see exactly what time you can reach me. Here's where I am available by phone and available by instant message, etc. Most of your instructors will have that listed. So this is how you will find how to get a hold of your teacher. Here's where you can sign up for the different go-to sessions for the different weeks. Here are your assignments on the left-hand side. Now, one thing about the assignments, they're all activities, and they're all timed. Dashboard is kind of like a convenience. It's a pointer. So one question we always get is, something's disappeared from my dashboard. Well, it's designed to. When an assignment times out, it'll disappear from your dashboard, or when you've done the activity, it will disappear from your dashboard. Now, this is important because we're going to ask you to do some discussions, and we want you to go back to discussions a second time. And if you've put in your discussion once, it disappears from your dashboard. So the dashboard is something that will have pending material up front. It's for easy access. But if you want to access any and all activities, there's an Activities tab. Right next to Dashboard is Activities. Here you will find permanently everything that you can do all month. So if you've entered your first post in discussion and we tell you to go back and respond to other people, you would come and find that discussion board here, and you can enter it as much as you like. You just won't be able to enter it from the dashboard. So some of these activities require submissions and some don't. The first activity is about the digital native, digital immigrant, and all you have to do is click to say that you've read it. You don't have to submit anything. But the final activity requires that you turn in to us your, oh, that's the discussion. Here is the Exploring Digital Literacy project, and this is the one that you'll upload your DGO address page on. So these assignments are all explained on these pages, and if you open the assignment, you'll find that there are instructions, you'll find that there are assets that you download. What we want you to do each month, each week, as new activities come up for the week, look through all the projects. You don't have to do everything right away, but how are you going to know how to allocate your time unless you look at them and know which ones are going to take more time than others? So at the beginning of each week, on Monday, when the new assignments show up, we want you to look through them and then figure out how much time they're going to take. And if one tells you that you have to post by Wednesday, then you can make adjustments for that. And the main thing is, don't start looking at all the assignments at 6 p.m. on Sunday and think that maybe everything can get done. Some of these take a little bit more time. So we want you to go through these assignments, download the assets whenever we tell you to, and follow the instructions. The assets often are PDF files that will open up. If you read through it, you will find most of what you need. So if we look at the digital identity project, this is where people are posting their visions. And you can see that students have already started putting in different material. This person posted a movie from YouTube. So everybody is putting in some kind of visual statement about who they are and then talking about what that means to them or how they arrived at it. And that's what we want in the assignment. And that is due by tomorrow night. And then after you post your own, we want everybody to come back to this discussion board. And remember, after you've posted your own, it will no longer be on the dashboard. So you're going to have to go find it over here. It's 1.4. And then we want you to read what other people have posted, and we want you to comment on it. So that's what we're asking you to do. Post your vision in reaction to reading the article about the digital immigrant, and create your DGO account, and then do your digital literacy, exploring digital literacy assignment, which is a list of words that you're going to find links for and put into a list in DGO. Suzanne told you all about that material as well. So some of these other tabs, if you haven't looked at your FSO course page, your grades are listed here. Now, none of these grades are posted, but when you see a grade, you'll see a number, and it will be a link. We want you to click on that number because up will come a comments box, and you will have comments from your instructor. When you get your grade, you're going to see a number that will be the grade, but we want you to also look at what the comments are. Sometimes the instructor has things that they want you to do, and if you don't ever even look at the comments, you'll never get that put together. There's an entire tab where you can see your classmates, and everybody should create a profile, should put an image in so that you have a face in discussions. References are helpful items and things that you can download, and then you'll have a background on your particular instructor. So those are the various tabs, and then you'll note up at the top you have access straight to your profile, to your mail, back to FSO Connect, and you can get to FSO support and library from here as well. So that's the little short quick tour of FSO. If you have any questions about how any part of FSO works right now, raise your hand and we'll try to answer those. Okay, Nancy or Delroy.
Hi, I have a question. Somehow I'm having problems going to the discussion board, and I can't seem to figure out what I'm doing or what I'm not doing right to get to the discussion board.
And you're specifically clicking on 1.4?
Oh, maybe I didn't click on that. So
This
it's
is the
1.4.
discussion
I should.
activity. 1.4. Click here, and you will see that it becomes class discussion.
I see. Okay.
So it's the 1.4 assignment. Once you post in here, it disappears from the dashboard, but you can find it here. The discussion for this week is 1.4.
1.4. Okay. Thank you so
just
much.
Just write that on a note. You'll be able to find it later.
Okay, great.
No
Thank you.
Okay.
Hello? Hello? Hello?
Did he? I think he got
Hello?
dropped.
I did? Who got dropped? The teacher?
Hi,
Hello?
guys. Hi.
Hello?
Daryl, are you
Hello?
back?
Can you?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay.
Oh, can you hear me?
Nancy's online.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you, Nancy.
Okay, great. Hi, Mr. Moore. Nice to talk to you again. I have a question. I did something different because the first time in your class, I did the words. This time I did a little video, and I did it on goanime.com, and I'm having a hard time. I put the URL address in there, but how would I upload it?
Is the video still on GoAnime?
Yes, it is.
Can you export it from there and put it on YouTube?
You know what? I didn't know I was supposed to do that. I did call technical support.
Okay.
They tried clicking on the green film strip, and it just wouldn't work.
Well,
so
there are two options.
Okay.
For video, you really have to be on YouTube or Vimeo. Vidler will work as well, but basically, if I want to, let me create a new post here. Will it allow me?
Okay.
I don't think I'm. Let me go to another page here where I can create a post. Now, if I create a post, I have the ability to click on video, embed video, and up will come this. Now, it only recognizes these services. It doesn't recognize GoAnime because there's special code built in here that it understands what's happening with these websites, and it doesn't know anything about GoAnime. So your two options are to export out of GoAnime and put it on YouTube and use this, and then you'll have it play within the post window. That's probably the nicest looking. But the easiest for you to do is for you to type the URL of your GoAnime page, select it, and click this link tool here.
I did that.
See that? And
yeah,
then if you put the URL, people can click on the post and go to the page of GoAnime and see it. That's
I did do that, but I mean, should I try to upload it to YouTube and then do it from there? Or
That's
just leave it the way? Oh, it is? Or just leave it the way I got it with the URL address on it? I mean, what you just showed me right now.
As long as you've tried it and you know that other people can go see your page, it's fine.
Okay. And after I'm done, because, you know, I redid my Diego words, I still kept the ones from your class. but I redid another one. Do I have to re-put a vocabulary list again, another one, because I did it the first time?
Once you've created a list, you can just keep adding to it. So
okay.
If you're doing new words, just
no, they're the same words.
Well, no, you're not doing new words, but if you're doing more links, add more links under your headers.
I couldn't do that.
Tell from timestamps when you do them.
See,
Nancy,
I couldn't do that.
Nancy.
Yeah.
I'm here, and I'm your instructor this month. So if you will call me during my office hours, I can screen share with you, and we'll walk through it together. Okay?
Oh, great! That would be really good because I did it anyhow, so my assignment's not late. I got like maybe just like 2 more words to do, and I just started a new list.
Call me anytime tomorrow. I'm in the office all day tomorrow.
All right, great. I will.
Awesome.
I will.
Okay.
Okay, and then I'll just keep it as the way you showed me, Mr. Moore, with the URL address.
Suzanne will talk you through it. If she wants you to change something, she can.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Or maybe she could help me with both.
Absolutely.
All right. Thank you. I appreciate you answering my question.
We'll talk tomorrow. I look forward to talking to you.
Same here, Mrs. Wilson.
Okay, I think I'm going to throw back to Suzanne. I think we're almost done. If anybody else has any questions, raise your hand now, and we'll answer a few more questions.
Okay, so I see 2 people up. I'm going to go ahead and Terrence, looks like your mic is live. Are you still with us?
Yes, ma'am, I am. I just have one more question. I'm trying to put down my instructor's name, and I can't figure out where to go, so I can go ahead and log off and get out of everybody's way.
Okay, did you go to the link in the materials that says attendance link?
I will go back there right now.
I'm going to post it in the chat thing as well. So if you click on that, you should see your instructor's name. If it's not there, I think there's a place where you can type it in.
Okay.
So it should look like this. If your instructor's name is not there, click on other and type there. And then unfortunately, it's going to say 8:30. We're going to get that changed, but for tonight, just pick 8:30.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Is that it?
Yes, ma'am. That's it for me.
Okay, Terrence. Hopefully to see you next time. All right. Timothy, go ahead. Timothy?
Yeah?
Would you have a question?
Yeah. About videoing, like you were talking about videos onto YouTube, and where do we gotta put this? Like when we put, like, how do we need anything special to make videos?
Do you have to have something special to make videos? Was that your question? It's hard to understand you a little bit. Say it a little bit louder.
Do we need anything special to make these kind of videos to put on the page? I mean, do we need anything, or we can just do it from the computer? I mean, do we need to buy anything special or anything?
No, you don't need to buy anything special. You can use whatever tools that you have or you're familiar with to create your work.
There are some websites that help you make free videos if you want.
Oh, yeah, I'd appreciate that. Yeah, because I would like to do that, because, like, you know, I like a little challenge. Like, I don't want to do something simple. I want to challenge myself a little. So, yeah, I was just curious, because, like, I would like to put some more out there. I don't want to be, you know what I mean?
Right.
Nancy mentioned Go Animate. You might try that. Go Animate.
Mm-hmm. And should I write this down?
Yes.
Is there anywhere I could go specifically to look at, that you would know of that I could look at, go to for this kind of stuff?
Daryl, do you want to do that, or?
GoAnime.com, right there.
Yes.
I just put it up. Is this guy not reading the site?
We've tried to point you to things like Wordle and Tagcedo that are very quick. We don't want you to spend a lot of time learning how to make video just to express yourself. Go Anime, we should see that in the link box from Nancy in the chat, will help you make a video very quickly. It kind of gives you some animated characters, and you can input text and things like that. But if you want to do something more sophisticated, You need to really wait till you know how to make video on your own. We're not teaching you how. We just want you to make it. We want you to express yourself and feel good about it.
Yeah, that's what I want too. But at the same time, I want a little challenge to myself. You know what I mean?
Well, there's a challenge and there's due tomorrow night. So balance the two.
Where would I put that? Just so, do I put it on the dashboard or on the community page?
Well, remember, it has to be on the internet, and then you link to it in the chat box. That's what we talked about.
Okay. Okay. And where would I locate the chat box?
We just showed it to you.
Can you show it one more time?
Wow, this guy ain't listening.
We have this as recorded, so maybe come to your dashboard and watch the recording again. Maybe that would help.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Thanks, Timothy.
Wow.
Okay. Centania?
I see they can't hear me.
I can hear you. Go ahead. Hello?
Oh, you can't hear me. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay. My question was simply, how do I take the mute button off? I guess I figured out and fooled around enough to get it off.
Well, good for
or
you.
Or is it when you answer me once I raise my hand?
Okay. Sorry about that. We were trying to get to everybody. Do you have a question?
Okay. Yes. My question is, now, am I going to, when I submit my, I did a video with graffiti of one of my drawings.
Okay.
When I submit it, do I also submit it with my storyline together, or is that separate? Because I just seem to be a little confused about that.
It is together. It will be in one post. You will embed your picture, and then underneath it, you'll have your paragraph about your explanation of your digital identity.
Okay, very good. It's only recommending the paragraph?
It's whatever you need to get your point across. We want you to go into detail. Right.
Okay.
So you don't have to limit yourself.
Okay.
If you've written 10,000 words, stop.
No, I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna do 10,000 words.
Okay.
One more question. I'm sure you guys showed this. I got on late tonight. How do I sign in that I was here?
There's an attendance link. If you click in the chat box right now, if you'll click on that link and then choose your instructor from it.
I see the attendance link, but I only see
in the chat box. Do you see it says?
Oh, in the chat box. I'm sorry.
I just pasted it there.
Okay.
You got it?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
No problem. I see that you're asking what time the video is going to be available. It'll be sometime in the morning.
Okay,
sometime in the morning. We have to process it and then get it up on YouTube. So it's usually available early in the morning tomorrow.
Okay, thank you so much.
No problem.
And you pronounced my name right also.
Oh, yay!
Same thing.
Sand rocks.
That's
yes,
right.
Yes.
Well, I hope you'll join us next. Now we won't be here on next week's at 9:30, but week 3 and week 4, Daryl and I will be back at 9:30. So hopefully you can join us again.
Absolutely.
We're the late night crew.
Absolutely. Okay. Looking forward to it.
All right. Thanks. You have a good night.
Okay. You too. Bye bye.
All right, we're just going to do one more. I know Delroy's been waiting, but we really do have to wrap it up. Delroy, what's going on?
Yes, I have a quick question. I am into internet radio. Is it okay if I just capture a video of me doing a show and play with it somehow and upload that?
Will you be able to tie your digital identity to that? Will you be able to explain how that shows if what your digital identity is?
I am not so sure yet, but I would definitely research that. I have enough time to think about that.
If you can tie it together and show and explain why this vision relates to the assignment, then that is acceptable to use, as long as it's original you and you have permission to use it. You don't want to use anything that's copyrighted.
Yes. Actually, I also do a gospel music award show, so I have images from that I can probably use in my video and talk a little bit about the award show and the concept behind it and all of that.
Right.
Is that
Now, you're not just, this isn't just an introductory video of who you are. This is talking about your digital identity. Make sure you read that article
okay?
about, being a digital native, immigrant, all that kind of stuff. You've got to identify yourself.
Okay, I certainly
Okay.
will. Thank you
Sounds
so
good.
much.
All right. Well, if we didn't get to your question tonight, looks like, Jeremy, you don't know how to submit your assignment. Really, if you can reach out to your instructor. We've already gone over a long, long time. We were supposed to stop at 10:30, so I hate to cut it off. But, Jeremy, just please reach out to your instructor tomorrow, and I'm sure, and also FSO support also helps. They're open until 2 a.m. tonight if you want to get it up there tonight. So, again, thank you. Daryl, do you have anything else you want to add?
Just good night, everybody.
Okay, thanks so much. And again, reach out to your instructors. We're here for you. Good night, everybody.
Good night.